Is urban sprawl something that the government should be in the business of trying to manage in the first place?
Well, the short answer is no. The longer answer, I guess, is you can't define the term. I don't know what sprawl means. If you go back to the mid to late 19th century, I recall reading about the Pioneer Courthouse being built. And according to the Oregon Historical Society, where it is, down at 6th and Morrison, it was fiercely criticized by the 5,000 Portland residents for, quote, being so far out of town. So this may have been the first federally subsidized bit of sprawl in Portland, and yet Pioneer Courthouse Square today is considered the heart of downtown. So sprawl is just an all-purpose pejorative term used by certain advocates to denigrate a type of land development they personally don't approve of, but you can't actually empirically show what it is, what it means, why it's bad, what it's good. So to my way of thinking, particularly in a state like Oregon that is a public land state, unlike many eastern states, 55% of Oregon is owned by the federal government, will probably never be developed. If you add in state, county, local public lands, it's about 60% public ownership. My way of thinking, those are de facto urban growth boundaries. So why can't landowners who own the other 40% develop in the way that they wish to based on their own preferences and market conditions and subject to very strict enforcement of things like trespass and nuisance law that would constrain their behavior so they don't harm others, and requirements that they pay for things you need to develop land, sewer, water, schools, various other things. People can pay as they go for those. They don't need to, we shouldn't subsidize those. But beyond that, the notion of some boundary that no one could possibly know where it should be or how it can be expanded. The premise is wrong, and the implementation is impossible, and it just wastes huge amounts of money on fights over things that are not necessary and are very divisive. And so I wish it would be repealed, and I believe ultimately that law will be repealed.